Ukraine says Russia fired dozens of drones even after President Putin agreed to a partial ceasefire in a phone call with President Trump. Among the targets, a hospital near the city of Sumy, according to Ukrainian officials, and a railway power station, according to the company. Ukraine's President Zelensky, who already accepted a U.S. proposal for a total ceasefire if Putin does the same, said this morning Putin's words are at odds with reality and that Russia is not ready to end the war. Ukraine launched dozens of its own drones at Russia, hitting an energy site, according to officials there. President Putin agreed to suspend attacks on Ukraine's energy and infrastructure for 30 days, according to a readout from the White House, and enter negotiations soon in the Middle East for a full ceasefire and permanent peace. President Trump described his nearly 2-hour call with Putin as positive.
And Putin actually said to me, if you're my friend, I'd hate to see you as my enemy. He said that very strongly. But with all of that, I had a very good relationship with Putin.
Outside of Kyiv, near the front lines in eastern Ukraine, these volunteers are following Russian troops with drones, operating out of a mobile command center they built themselves. Ivan Kravchenko has no faith Putin will honor any agreement with Ukraine. Russia wants to play its game, and they are interested in the truce only in order to increase their military power, he said. In a nearby safe house, the unit commander showed me an operation as it unfolded, a Russian mortar position being attacked by Ukrainian bombs.
Do you think that Putin is playing President Trump?
Yeah, sure. Putin is trying to deceive everybody because he thinks he's a master of spy games and deceiving. Nobody can trust him.
Here in Ukraine, President Trump's latest initiative to secure a ceasefire never got off the ground. It never took hold, not even for half an hour. This is despite a telephone call nearly 2 hours long between President Trump and President Putin, in which, according to readouts from the Kremlin and the White House, President Putin agreed to stop for 30 days attacks on Ukraine's energy sector and infrastructure. And according to Ukrainian officials, shortly after that conversation, Russian drone attacks were continuing once again, hitting a Ukrainian hospital, hitting power sources for the railroad industry here, according to the company. And President Zelensky said that Vladimir Putin's words don't match reality. It doesn't mean, however, that this process is over. Both sides say they are committed to it. They continue to thank President Trump for this diplomatic initiative, and discussions are supposed to resume in Saudi Arabia this Sunday, and President Zelensky today will have an opportunity to speak with President Trump. So the latest ceasefire, which Ukraine has already said it agrees to, and by the way, there were also Ukrainian attacks inside Russia overnight, so both sides were shooting at each other. But they both say they are committed to a process, but a process which so far has failed to take hold. Richard Engel, NBC News, Kyiv, Ukraine.